Oh my god. There are bodies all over the place, and my hands are bloody. I'm a murderer. You'll never take me alive. Oh, wait. They died completely by accident.
Back to normal.
I'm a free man. I'm Regdrin, and this is Jay.
Hello.
And this is Shadow Warrior.
Yes.
And this level, I don't really like the design of the first part because that door I opened was basically a secret, but you have to in order to advance. And then there's that waterfall too, which is also the same as previous secrets, but that's where the key is.
Yes.
Now this is a really nice place to snipe a couple of enemies and sort of make the place a lot easier when you go through it when you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't quite catch the thug in white pants that fires grenades, but still, it wasn't too bad.
Right.
This room probably killed me more than any other room in the level. Reason is, there's a lot of tough enemies, and the only thing I have to really deal with them is a grenade launcher with 6 shots. And what makes it worse is that this door closes really quickly after you open it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's easy to have an accident with the grenades.
Yes. Yeah, does Low Wang, I think earlier on, makes a remark about the traps being left on? Like, why would you leave that for your own henchmen? So.
Oh, yeah. He mentioned something along the lines of them forgetting to talk with each other about the traps they've set up.
Right. Interesting. You know, I guess. I mean, you know, from what we've seen, they have a bunch of dudes to spare. So I mean, I guess.
1, 2, 3, 4. I make it a little game to see if I can get all 4 of those before they close again.
Not bad.
And this particular room has caused a couple of deaths as well. And that's because there's a Shadow Ninja down there, and he isn't all that easy to get at.
Right. Huh.
Oh boy. Cooley blew up friendly ghost. It has no honor.
Yes. Oh man.
Now sometimes the ninja will be just right down at the bottom of the staircase, but sometimes he'll run around the room down there and it'll be almost impossible to get rid of him with the grenades.
Okay.
I really don't like charging into melee unless I have to, because of just all the things that can go wrong. Which is why I was happy about that direct grenade hit there.
Yeah, not bad, sir.
And, in fact, this level is kind of brutal overall, because the next sequence can easily get you surrounded and attacked from several different sides, which is why I'm going through this really slow. Like, there's a window to the right that it's a little tough to see, and because of the angle, it's tough to get a grenade in there in such a way that it'll kill the guy who's shooting at me. So I use a gas bomb instead. But you see there's a sniper up there.
Yep.
And more stuff in the corridor. And just to the left of here is another one that I'm going to deal with pretty soon. Now, just like normal thugs, there are several varieties of the guys who will crouch in place and just shoot at you.
Right, yes.
Fortunately, the red ones will not fire rockets, but they're still a lot harder to kill.
Right. Yeah, on the off note, I was wondering, because you've been switching between the sword here and there. So, they made the sword longer in the patch, and I'm wondering what the point of that was. Like, I'm wondering why they made the sword longer. I'm
not sure exactly what it meant. I wasn't sure if they had meant they made the graphic longer because of widescreen users.
Yeah, that might have been it.
Because I didn't really notice a difference in its attack range.
Right, yes, definitely. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be improved at all. It just seems like the sprite for it is a little longer.
I think that was part of the adjustment because the game wasn't designed for you to be able to adjust the field of view when it was in its sort of DOS version. Right. So it looked kind of weird before the patch. If you adjusted the field of view, it looked like you were holding your gun all the way to the side, and it didn't seem to align with the crosshair very well.
Right.
I think that's the main part of the patch.
Yeah, glad they fixed it though. So good to see they're still updating the game. Can't wait for multiplayer. So
I play this game mostly for single player. I mean, I didn't even check to see if multiplayer was available. I guess it's still possible, but I think they're working to make it more convenient.
Right.
And well, at least in multiplayer, there'd be a use for things like the caltrops and flash bombs.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I love the game. So I would definitely, hopefully, if we get a multiplayer update, I will definitely be on that thing playing. So
I think the Guardian Head is my favorite new weapon when you open a door and you know there's going to be a Shadow Ninja behind it. Because you saw how quickly it dealt with that guy.
it did, yeah, definitely very quickly. I would not want to stick my finger in that though. I don't know. I'm wondering, is it like a Jello feeling?
Probably yes.
Yeah.
Maybe more like mayonnaise. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I'd say it's probably worth it to get a flamethrower though.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Definitely, yeah. Germs, man. I'm thinking that's running through my mind right now. So.
Well, you're already punching things with bare hands with enough force to break them into pieces.
True.
So you're probably going to be dealing with germs no matter what.
That's very true. Hand sanitizer.
Now, I went into that general area to get the key without exploring too much. And the reason is that if you go in there from the wrong direction, you can get sniped by all these guys walking around these catwalks up here.
Right.
So I just grabbed the key, left, and then went around so that I could use the smoke bomb and then punch everything to death.
Yeah. Not bad. Wow. Railgun fists. Look at that.
Oh, I probably shouldn't be punching those coolies.
No. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so the invisible is gone. Okay.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
It's not bad at all.
There was a time when I thought that just the idea of fighting a Ripper with melee was something that you'd do just to show off.
It's cool. I mean, I like it. I usually take the shotgun to him, but definitely nothing wrong with some sword action. So.
And this is especially important because there are going to be a couple of levels later on where I just wouldn't have enough ammo to deal with all those and still have enough for the rest of the level.
Right. Yeah.
This is especially the case in the first secret level, which I'll go into more detail when we get there.
Okay. Yeah, not bad. Looking at some other secrets. Yeah, nothing wrong with making some monster burgers with that samurai sword. Nothing wrong with that.
Now, there are actually a couple of entrances into the room that you can get into with the silver key. There's one that's pretty close to a silver key, but that's kind of a trap because that's the entrance lower down where it's not near the next key, and as I said, you get kind of sniped.
Right.
Now, mostly I'm wandering around here because I noticed that I had left an enemy behind. And I think that's just... maybe I'm a little too compulsive about that sort of thing. The thought had occurred to me.
Nothing wrong with trying to clean house, so, you know.
Yeah. So what was your experience dealing with that stuff when you had all the weapons?
When I had all the weapons, I think I kind of rarely use the sword, and I love using the sword. And now that I'm seeing gameplay of, that it's possible, especially on higher levels, and I'm definitely going to start taking out enemies with the sword. But using a lot of the Uzi and grenade launchers, rarely the rocket launcher. I don't know, man. I've been hoarding weapons like crazy. I've been hoarding rockets. I've been hoarding smoke bombs. So yeah, I guess it makes a difference when you're holding all the weapons and you're juggling all that stuff. Whereas here you get, with this gameplay, you get a variety of gameplay with all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
That was, by the way, this is the closest call with the nuke that I've ever survived. I mean, you saw the fumes outside the door.
Yes, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, and the reason that I did that was all of those guys there are guided missile launching guys. Now, I know I've said a lot that these guys fire guided missiles, these guys fire grenades, and you haven't seen a whole lot of that. You'll just have to take my word for it. And the reason is, basically, as you've seen, I try my best not to even give them a chance to shoot, because that's the best way to die.
Yeah.
Well, end of level. See you next
Later.
time.